Hey Libra, thanks very much for joining me for your January 2019 readings. I'm very, very excited to catch up with you. See where you are in your story as this new year kicks off. And what? Whoa, hello kitty. Goodbye kitty. She's been visiting throughout the readings. She's a cutie, but she makes the cards go wonky. Okay, Libra. Whoa. Okay, you're throwing down cards already. We can do this. Libra, January 2019. What do you need to know for your highest good, Libra? To experience the highest degree of joy, fulfillment, creativity, love possible in the month of January. Spirit, what do they need to know for their highest good? Their highest good, Libra. Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising. What do they need to know, Spirit? Just a few more. Libra, Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising. Perfect. Okay. Libra. Let us see what's up with you in January. What are the themes? Opportunities to seize, pitfalls to sidestep. Beautiful. Wow, what a way to kick off your year. Woof, all right, all right. Okay. Libra. I feel like you're going to get some nice... There's a degree of emotional satisfaction. I know that's like a funny way to phrase it, but that's what they're telling me. There's a real sense of like, you know what? Yeah, that is awesome. Like, I am awesome. This is great. I love what I have produced for myself. And I feel like a big part of that for a lot of you is dropping some baggage and leaving a situation that has been long over. You come up in the center of your reading as the Fool. And if you haven't been here before, Libra, the Fool is not the idiot. The Fool is the childlike optimist. It's the person who is willing to take a leap of faith even though it's scary. I mean, people around the Fool might consider him an actual fool because, as you can see, let me show you the Rider-Waite version of the card, in which he is blithely strolling off a cliff. So I can understand why people around might think that that was foolish, but people around you will think it's foolish in the same way that they thought it was foolish for Edison to say one day you're going to be able to walk into a room and flick and the lights will come on. That was like absurd until it was real. I feel that you're going to make something very real that you've been wanting to dive into. Here's that emotional satisfaction. Here's the other thing I'm getting with this, Libra. For some of you, don't rest on your laurels. Don't kick back and relax and enjoy and sip from these cups until they're empty and then you're like, oh shit, like, how do I fill up these cups again? You do want to certainly like appreciate and enjoy what you create for yourself this month. And there's actually like a lot of satisfaction here, especially in comparison to the past. Here's what's showing up in your past. Not even noticing the blessings coming at you. Feeling a little bit stuck in a rut. Feeling a little bit like, this isn't what I wanted. This is bullshit. Like, my cups were supposed to look like this, and instead they look like this. What the hell is that? Like, and not even maybe noticing that somebody was pouring you something new. I want to pull another card. Get a little clarity. Spirit, what is this death? What is this gateway? What's it about, or what is on the other side of it? Death for Libras. It's not literal death, so don't worry about that. It's a gateway. It's the end. The end and the beginning. Because, you know, death ends one life, but also begins a new one. Okay. You hear that like flick onto the top of the deck? Authority. Managing. Passion. Creativity. Like, some of y'all are real done being where you are. The Ten of Swords is hovering over the top of your reading, saying that a lot of you are ready to leave dead-end situations, thoughts, fights behind you. And I really like to see, and this is actually your card, Libra, like if you, the Justice is your card for the Major Arcana, but when it comes to the Court card, so the Kings, Queens, Knight, Pages, the Libra card is the Queen of Swords. This is a smart lady. This is a lady with experience. This is someone who is witty and strong and strategic. And so there is a witty, strong, strategic aspect in you that is like, I'm not going to deal with this anymore. I'm over it. I'm closing this chapter. And what you need to really double down on that message is this guy showing up in your future saying, yeah, you really are really fucking done. That chapter really is over. Talk about new year, new you. Like, new year, new you, Libra. You're stepping into your authority, and a lot of you are stepping into a more creative career, or maybe even like a side hustle. Like some of you, and when I say creative, okay, wands are about passion. They're about what comes from the soul. So if I like go to my own example, something I've been doing ever since I was a little kid is writing and reading tarot and astrology. Like, this is my thing. Like, I love it, right? So when I say creative, it doesn't have to mean that you're an artist or like a writer even, or any of the conventional artistic like pursuits. It means that it's something that is just like, this is my inner fire. You know what I mean? Maybe you want to be a video game developer. Maybe you want to be an architect. Maybe you want to build your own tables. Like, whatever it is that you're passionate about, Spirit is asking you to drop the baggage, the Fool, right? Step into a future that is really empowered. A lot of you are building something really significant, and I say building because we have multiple Pentacles cards, and we also have this fellow, the Emperor. This is the energy that's around you / available to you. Emperor is actually Aries, which is your opposite sign. You know, like, they're the ones who just go in guns blazing, like leap first, ask questions later. It's a bit of a fool, actually, like a little bit of a fool energy. But the Emperor is like the grown-up version of that. The Emperor is 4, right? So a square, like boundaries and a little bit of order and discipline. So even though they want you to be the Fool, in taking this leap, if you want to make this work for you, if you want to be this King of Wands, if you want to end up where your concluding card says you're heading, which is another 9, so another sense of pride and prosperity and like productivity. This is you being able to like look around at what you've created and be like, wow, I really did that. Like, I grew all of this. This is wealth, this is security, and this is like self-sufficiency. I'm feeling strongly that a lot of you have come to the conclusion that you need to be putting a little more focus on yourself and creating the life that you want. And it makes sense, right? Like, it's the new year, so it's a time that a lot of us are really tuned in to, like, I need to get into a gym, or like, I need to read a book every month or week or whatever. You know, we all have these goals and these like ideas of, my life will look best when I'm doing X, Y, and Z every single week or every single month or whatever. Like, I'm going to feel so proud of myself when that's my existence. A lot of you are building a life that you're going to feel so proud of. And for those of you that are leaving behind something that was just done to death, argued to death, talked to death, discussed to death, like, that's the Ten of Swords. That's like, I said everything I want to say about it, okay? Like, I've had all the thoughts, and there's just like nothing else. Like, let's just ring the bell and call it, okay? And leave the ring and go our separate ways. It is a good time for you to focus on you. It is a good time for you to think about what you want to produce and have around you, in whatever way that is. You might have a 9-to-5 job and you're perfectly like happy and settled and like, no, I don't want a side hustle. No, I don't have like a great American novel that I want to write, or whatever creative endeavor I want to do. This is about you coming into your power. This is about you having the kind of life that you just want to have. So yeah, for some people it might be more aggressive. Like I need to schedule my day and say that for an hour before I go into work or whatever, I get up an extra hour or half hour early, and that's when I do my writing, or that's when I do my planning or my painting or my whatever. And for others of you, it might be like, and I'm so serious, this is like how it's coming in, it's mundane, but it's effective. For some of you, it's like, I need to set up a night and a morning routine that makes sure that I take care of my health and all those little things I need to do. Like maybe I meal prep and set out my clothes for the next day and pack my fucking lunch and write in my planner, like this is what I'm doing tomorrow, so that when I get up tomorrow, I don't have to think about it. I grab the clothes, open the planner, do my thing, like set a routine for yourself. So this is a good month for you. You're on YouTube already, right? Like jump down the rabbit hole if you've got a little time to be looking at like effective morning routines. I'm going to do a shameless plug now and say that I'm starting a weekly series where I'm going to be talking about how to invite more magic in your life, and magical morning routines are just part of that. Just saying. Okay. Moving on. I'm serious though, like creating a life that is effective is what Spirit is using. Effective. If I were going to give you a word for January 2019, effective. Like you're going to be feeling effective, and that's the way you want to be feeling. You want to put yourself in a position to be effective. And when I talk about like meal prepping and like pulling out your clothes, maybe even like on Sunday, you pick out 5 outfits for the whole week or whatever. Why? Besides just a sense of like accomplishment and kind of like a calmer morning, which is already awesome. And like personally, that's enough for me to be like, yeah, I'm going to do that. But also, it's just a proven fact. You can Google this. I'm not going to be using the most scientific of phrases, but we all have a limited amount of daily, like I'm just going to call them like cognitive juices, like which is basically like willpower, or like the willingness to actually put pen to paper or put feet to track or whatever. And that's why so many, you know, gurus give the advice of like, do the hard thing in the morning. Well, this is a way of doing all the little not hard things so that you can save all that juice for the book or the project or the planning or the work or whatever. Emperor. Time for you to emperor up so you can have the freedom to be the King of Wands. So that you can feel like this charismatic, creative, confident leader who is like, damn, look at me go. Because that's really what they're telling me is like, look at me go. I did that. So much potential in January. And it has to do with letting go, a lot to do with letting go of old expectations and like just relationships or discussions that have just, like I said, been talked and done to death, and you beat the dead horse into dust. There's no, don't even need to bury it or give it a funeral. It's time to just go, like, go. Because where do you find yourself? Building something and hitting a milestone that you can be so proud of. And pentacles are money, they're resources, they're effort. Your skills, when you apply them effectively, are going to multiply not just your money, but your satisfaction. Your feeling of like efficacy and agency. Like, you know, the Wheel of Fortune isn't in your spread here, but they just showed me like a vision basically in my mind's eye of the Wheel of Fortune and saying, once you push the wheel will keep turning. When you push, Spirit, God, universe, however you want to think of it, pushes with you. Like, okay, they're ready for this. Cool, they're opening up to it. They're directly, maybe even asking. You know what I mean? Like saying a prayer, setting an intention, being grateful. Fill up your energy before you start your day. That morning routine thing is a thing. And so is the night routine, to be frank. So like I said, even if it's just like, let me pack a snack and set out my clothes so that tomorrow when I wake up, I don't have to like do all that business of, is it even clean? Oh no, where's the matching sock to this? Oh God, I forgot that I put that shirt in the wash and now I need to change this whole thing because it's not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's time to dial down the distractions because you have some incredible, like, fun and fulfilling work to do. Okay? Okay. Okay, Libra. So now we're going to do your second spread. And for those of you who haven't been here before, my new Libras, This is where I do just a quick 5-card spread to kind of cap off your reading and give kind of a really nice overview of the energy you're working with this month, and then the action steps that Spirit wants you to take in order to experience the most success, creativity, joy, fulfillment, etc. Okay. Sorry, that was cool. Judgment, commitment, rebirth. That's what this is about. Your commitment to a rebirth is what will bring that rebirth about. So, who are you committed to becoming? What are you committed to building? What are you committed to having? What are you committed to feeling? What do you want? What do you not want? Have you already walked away from it, or do you need to do that part before you can get to the part where you start getting excited about the new life to create? Put the old life to death, okay? Put the old life to death, the old habits to death, anything that wasn't serving you, let it go. The Fool. Drop your baggage. What little baggage this guy does have in his little bindle, he is setting on fire. That's commitment. That's commitment to the new life. Like, hey, it can be completely different than this. I'm not even trying to project what it's going to be or what it's going to look like. I'm just going to be open and curious and like childlike in that if I follow the rules I set out for myself, I'm going to trust and be optimistic that there's going to be something really cool at the end of that road. And it looks to me like there really is. So commit. Commit if you know. And if you don't know yet and you're still in the process of being the Queen of Swords and figuring out what you need to walk away from, what fight you're done having, what memories you're done revisiting is what Spirit just said, and go ahead and step through the gateway. Okay. Commitment. I love it because death in your future and then rebirth. Death and rebirth. Change in your life. I like it. Wake up call. Okay, so now, because Spirit already dropped your card onto the table, we're going to look at finances, resources, health. Let's look at the Pentacles. Okay, and that was not Pentacles. So, wait a second. Okay, Libra. Libra in January, please. Libra. Wow. Same card, different deck. You feeling very pleased with yourself, proud of yourself, really having done something like you created something by the end of this month. You've built something, even if it's just your bank account that's higher, or hey, I wrote 3 chapters. I've never done that before. This is good. This is trust and follow your routine and you will produce good stuff. And also, just by the way, this is the only card in the deck for the successfully self-employed person. So for some of you, that's going to resonate real hard, especially with the King of Wands and the Emperor. I really can't ignore that some of you are like small business owners or like independent contractors, freelancers. This is looking good. Okay. Now let's look at the mind. Let's look at your element, the Swords. Does Spirit want to talk about a message, a person, a conflict? Okay. Libra. It's okay. Don't feel bad if some of you are stuck in that typical Libran indecision. Do I go this way or that way? Well, I don't want to make the wrong decision, so I'll just sit here and do nothing until God knows. Like I said, don't feel bad. That's the last thing you want to do is put guilt on top of, like, you already might feel crappy if you've been like wavering on this and trying to go back and forth on it. But I have to say, looking at your cards, and remember, Libra, this is a general reading. If this were like one-on-one, I might be giving you a different, well, would definitely be giving you a different message. But what it looks like to me generally here is that you might know that something is not working for you and needs to go, but you might still be dealing with some, like, but does that make me a crappy person? Like, but what are they going to think, or what are they going to feel? And no, maybe I'll just wait. Maybe things will change. Here's what I want to say about that is that I don't think things in that particular situation are going to change. Like I said, general readings, it could happen, Libra. But generally, even if you don't want to leave a relationship or ditch a friendship or whatever, I would follow their advice to the degree of start focusing on yourself. Even if you're not ready to leave the thing or the person or the situation behind, start focusing on yourself, and you may find that naturally you start to feel more ready to let go of things that aren't serving you. Okay? Just a thought. Mwah. You're a sweetheart, Libra. Don't get stuck in your head. I get it. Okay. Now let's get emotions, feelings, relationships. Woo. All right. Okay. 5 of Cups. Like I said, some of you might have to leave something behind, and it sucks. It just does. The 5 of Cups is a little bit of crying over spilled milk. Okay? And when I say that, I don't mean that it's like, oh, hey, get over it, it's just some spilled milk. That's not what I mean. I mean that the damage is done. So funny. I swear to God, Spirit is hilarious. Did any of you ever watch the Chappelle Show? Like, because for the few of you that get this, like, please let me know in the comments or on social or something, because I'm going to be feeling really silly. But looking at this, Spirit, seriously, like in my head, the milk's gone bad. I don't know if you remember. It's from the Rick James episode. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's genius and amazing and hilarious, and you totally got to see it. Okay, the milk had gone bad. This had to go. And it's okay to mourn. It's okay to mourn, okay? So, like, I'm not trying to rush you through that. You're a lover and a sweetheart, Libra, and the last thing you ever like to do is disappoint people. And I feel that you're actually, if anything, disappointed because you're disappointing someone else. But you need to remember that behind you are 2 upright full cups, that in front of you is a stream full of running water, so you can replace and refill those cups with something fresh and new and lovely and healthy for you when you're ready. And there's a bridge to this whole new land. So what is lost, what's gone is gone, but what's ahead of you is so much more, just so much more. And I'm not just saying that to make you like feel soothed, even though of course I want you to feel good. I'm not in the habit or in the business of lying or saying what I think somebody needs to hear, okay? I'm here to report what Spirit is saying for you, and they're telling you it's okay. Go ahead and cry over any spilled cups that you need to cry over. And know that they're being replaced, even as you weep. Okay. And finally, let's look at the fire element. What is activating you? What is charging you, challenging you, or exciting you? Is it an inspiration? Is it a person? All right. Is it a challenge? I was going to say inspiration. Beautiful idea. Full of potential. It's just the spark. But you know what? You need a spark before you can build a wildfire, Libra. You know who knows how to create a fire out of a tiny little spark? It's this guy. It's you. Trust your inspiration. Follow your passion. Do something with it. Even if it's just to have fun, Libra. Even if you're not like, oh, I'm going to make money off this thing, or I'm going to make this thing and do a business. If you want to take a dance class and you've been waiting and thinking like, no, da-da-da-da-da, but you really want to take it, take it. If you really want to take a drawing class and you don't know anything and you've been worrying like, should I take it? Take it. Take the opportunity. Take the opportunity to set your life like on fire. I mean in a good way. Like, let's just say light some fireworks. That's a little better. Let's set your life on fire. But let's light it up. Light it up. What are you excited about? What drives you? What excites you? What fulfills you? What like creates this, they're giving me this feeling of like, you know, kind of like butterflies, kind of like when you're just so excited, like you can barely catch your breath. You know what I mean? Like when you see something or someone or some place that just like, that's what they're giving me. Like, this is worth protecting from the 100-mile-per-hour winds of your doubts and your detractors. Cover this spark. Give it air, give it life, give it friction, give it warmth, and it will give to you in return. Light up your life, Libra. It's a rebirth. And a rebirth does involve walking through the gateway of death, but you will rise again, and you will rise bigger and better and more beautiful and with more to give. Promise, 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 promise. Ooh, I like this reading, Libra. I'm excited for you. Very empowering, very effective. Let's keep that word in mind, okay? Effective in January 2019. This has been awesome, Libra. I hope it's really helpful for you. I really appreciate you joining me, and I hope I do see you in those new weekly episodes where we'll be talking astrology, tarot, practical magic, all the things. Super excited. Okay, Libra. Bye, and hope I see you next time.